Analysis of Twisters 2024. Twisters 2024, directed by Lee Isaac Chung, is a standalone sequel to the classic Twister 1996. The film follows Kate Carter, a former storm chaser who returns to the field after being invited by Javi to test a new storm tracking system. She teams up with Tyler Owens, a digital influencer and storm chaser, on a mission that takes them to the heart of a devastating tornado season in Oklahoma. Positive aspects: visual effects and action. Twisters is a visual spectacle featuring intense action sequences and impressive special effects that capture the sheer power of storms. Chung's direction, known for the sensitivity shown in Minari, brings a more emotional and personal approach to the disaster genre, balancing suspenseful moments with emotional depth. Cast and character dynamics. The main cast delivers solid performances. Glenn Powell stands out with his charismatic energy, while Daisy Edgar-Jones brings convincing vulnerability to her character. The interaction between Kate and Tyler adds a layer of romantic tension that enriches the narrative. Negative aspects: predictable plot and shallow characters. Despite its technical strengths, the film struggles with a predictable plot and underdeveloped characters. The lack of originality and reliance on cliches undermines the story's impact. Representation of female characters. Kate Carter's portrayal was criticized for reinforcing gender stereotypes, presenting her as hesitant and cautious compared to the daring male character. This approach is seen as a step back in the representation of women in the storm chasing genre. Curiosities about Twisters 2024. Director's background. Lee Isaac Chung, known for his Oscar-nominated film Minari, brought a more emotional and character-driven approach to this action-packed disaster movie. Standalone sequel. Although it's inspired by Twister, 1996, the film is designed to be watched independently without requiring prior knowledge of the original. Realistic tornado effects. The film combines practical effects with CGI to create realistic tornado sequences. Many scenes were carefully choreographed to show the destructive force of storms. Diverse cast. The movie features a more diverse cast than the original, including Daisy Edgar-Jones as Kate Carter and Anthony Ramos as Javi. Influencer character. Glenn Powell plays Tyler Owens, a storm chaser and social media influencer, reflecting modern digital culture and the trend of live streaming extreme experiences. Filming locations. Most of the tornado chase scenes were filmed in Oklahoma, staying true to the Midwest setting of the original film. Emphasis on science. The film highlights advances in meteorology and storm tracking technology, making the tornado chases more scientifically grounded than in the 1996 version. Lessons from Twisters 2024. Teamwork matters. The film shows the importance of working together, especially in high-risk situations. Kate, Javi, and Tyler succeed because they combine their skills and trust each other, emphasizing collaboration under pressure. Courage in the face of danger. Facing powerful tornadoes requires bravery. The character's willingness to take risks demonstrates courage isn't the absence of fear, but acting despite it. Adaptability is key. Storms are unpredictable, and the characters must constantly adapt to survive. This teaches the value of flexibility and quick thinking in uncertain situations. Emotional resilience. Beyond physical survival, the film explores emotional resilience. Kate returns to storm chasing after personal loss, showing the importance of confronting past fears and moving forward. Respect for nature. The tornado sequences highlight the destructive power of nature, reminding viewers to respect the environment and understand its forces. Modern technology and science matter. The story emphasizes how scientific innovation and technological tools, like advanced storm tracking systems, are essential for predicting and mitigating natural disasters. The movie Twisters 2024 had a production budget of $150 million and grossed $372,300,000 at the worldwide box office. Twisters 2024 received a 75% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes and an audience approval rating of 67%, reflecting generally mixed to positive reception. Now, here's our opinion.
When the movie Twisters 2024 was released, I immediately thought of the 1996 classic Twister. At first, I wasn't sure if it was a sequel or a reboot. After watching, I realized it could be both. It works as a reboot, but also as a continuation, since it doesn't alter the events of the first film. Although there is no official connection between the films, it's easy to imagine subtle links. One of the first things you notice is that the story and the overall dynamic are very similar to the original, with a few small differences. For example, the protagonist, Kate Carter, played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, experienced trauma after losing a loved one in a tornado. Her story is quite similar to Jo Harding, played by Helen Hunt in the 1996 movie, who also lost her father in a tornado. The difference is that Kate isolates herself and doesn't want to work directly with tornadoes anymore, retreating from her old work. Meanwhile, Jo Harding became obsessed with tornadoes, dedicating herself to studying and chasing them. This distinction clearly sets apart the two protagonists. One withdraws, the other fully engages. Other than that, the narrative follows a line very similar to the first movie. A standout character is Tyler, played by Glenn Powell. He is a professional storm chaser and also a YouTube content creator, documenting his tornado adventures. Tyler is a surprise in the film because he steals every scene he appears in with charisma and screen presence, even though he's a supporting character. This is a major difference compared to the 1996 classic, which had two official protagonists, Jo Harding, Helen Hunt, and Bill Harding, Bill Paxton. In the original, Jo became the face of the movie due to her motivation to chase tornadoes, while Bill had less prominence. In this film, even though Kate Carter is the protagonist, Tyler manages to get more attention than her, which is actually quite amusing. This difference also stems from the fact that Kate, played by Daisy Edgar-Jones, isn't very charismatic. She comes across as a generic hero, without delivering anything remarkable. Tyler, on the other hand, with Glenn Powell, brings charm, likability, and screen presence, creating a strong contrast with the protagonist. Another important character is Javi, played by Anthony Ramos, an old friend of Kate. He joins the team to help with tornado missions, and it seems the intention was to create a love triangle involving him, Kate, and Tyler. However, the film doesn't develop this convincingly. Javi makes an initial attempt to get close to Kate, but she immediately dismisses him and he doesn't try again, leaving the way open for Tyler to pursue the protagonist. Honestly, any competition between Javi and Tyler would be absurd, as Tyler is far more physically appealing, tall, blonde, and strong, while Javi doesn't stand a chance. Overall, the movie resembles the 1996 classic in many ways. It has a good pace and excellent visual effects, using modern technology to create impressive tornadoes and realistic destruction scenes. However, I still consider the original Twister more engaging, with a more compelling story and better dynamics. Twisters is entertaining, but it doesn't surprise much, as the original already explored tornadoes to their fullest, leaving little room for novelty. In summary, Twisters is a satisfactory film, with interesting characters, especially Tyler, modern visual effects, and a storyline that pays homage to the classic. However, it doesn't surpass it in terms of emotion and intensity. It's enjoyable for entertainment, but fans of the original will likely feel that they've seen something similar, yet more impactful in the 1996 movie. That's all for now. Session closed. If all goes well, see you in the next video. Until then.